We have a proposed order from the state judge. I believe we'll need a ruling on every issue, Judge, but I'd like to state the proposed order first.
Okay, you may.
Judge, the order finds that Mr. Garcia is the father of the one child of this case, and Adrian Cantrell Casillas, and that he has a duty of support. States requesting that both parties be appointed joint managing conservators of the child with the mother as the primary parent. She will have the exclusive right to designate the primary residence of the child within Dallas or contiguous counties. The state is requesting a standard possession and visitation schedule, which Judge, both parties do agree to a standard possession schedule. Your Honor, mother's requesting a neutral exchange, and father's requesting exchanges occur at the parties' residences. State's requesting that Ms. Mcallister be ordered to maintain the child on a government medical assistance program moving forward, with the father to pay cash medical support of $120 monthly beginning May 1st, 2025.
Was that 120 or 128?
120.
All right, thank you, Mr. Dale. You may proceed.
Parties are ordered to pay half of all unreimbursed medical expenses. State's requesting father be ordered to pay guideline child support of $678 monthly beginning May 1st. State's requesting a retroactive child support judgment against the father of $4,267 as of today's date. That's after a credit of $275, and that's for a period of 14 months, with the father to pay that at $72 monthly beginning May 1st. State's requesting court costs be billed to Mr. Garcia, and mother is requesting a non-disclosure. That's the terms of the proposed order, Judge. May I recall the mother?
You may.
Thank you. Ms. Mcallister.
Yes, sir.
In the past 2 years, has there been any family violence between yourself and Mr. Garcia?
While there has not been any physical violence, there has been several altercations in which I have called the police within the past year.
Okay. When was the most recent incident?
In February of 2025.
Okay. Well, how many incidences have occurred? I'll back up. Since Adrian's been born, have you and Mr. Garcia ever lived together?
We lived together for the first 4 months of our son's life.
Okay, so that means that you guys stopped living together January or February of 24?
I apologize, you're cutting out. Could you repeat that, please?
You guys stopped living together in January of 2024.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And how many altercations have occurred since you guys stopped living together?
At least 4.
And did you call police every time?
Those 4 incidences are actually the only incidences in which I called the police.
Okay. And can you tell the court what happened in February of this year?
Yes, sir. I have never disclosed my personal address to Mr. Garcia regarding his unwarranted presence at my address, and he arrived at my address and was knocking on my door for several hours, refusing to leave.
So he showed up unannounced and tried to enter your home without your permission?
He did not try to enter my home. He was outside of my door. He was outside of my apartment, banging on my door for several hours, and I have never given him my address here. I'm not sure how he got my address.
Okay, and did the police show up?
They showed up the following morning at 6 a.m.
Okay. Was anyone arrested, or was there a police report made?
There was a police report made. Nobody was arrested.
And is that a summary of what happened for each altercation since you guys separated?
Many of the altercations are similar. There has been 2 instances in which he has stood in front of my car with my son, refusing me to allow to leave, only to further continuing arguing with me.
Okay. And you don't want Mr. Garcia to know your address if you were to move, is that correct?
That is correct.
What kind of concerns do you have?
I have concerns of this continued behavior, that he will show up at my house, that he will bang on the windows, on the doors, that he will continue furthering trying to agitate and argue with me when I do not wish to do that.
In the past 2 years, has he ever physically assaulted you?
No, sir.
Do you know where he lives? Do you know his address?
I do not.
When was the last time he visited with Adrian?
The beginning of January 2025.
At that time, did Adrian spend the night with him at his house?
Yes.
How many times has Adrian spent the night with him since you guys separated?
Beginning of September 2024, he would regularly stay with Mr. Garcia.
Okay. But you don't know where that is, where he lives, correct?
No.
And you're asking for a neutral exchange location, is that correct?
Yes.
Where is your first preference to do the exchanges?
My first preference would be the police station of Irving off of North O'Connor Road.
Okay, and where would your second preference be if the judge does not order the police station?
That would be the McDonald's off of North O'Connor Road in Irving, Texas.
Okay, but it's your understanding that Mr. Garcia does live in the Dallas Metroplex, is that correct?
I was not aware of that.
Okay, you have no idea where he lives?
I have no idea where he lives.
Okay. And you're in agreement that he have standard visitation with Adrian, which would include overnights, overnight visitation at his home. Is that correct?
I am in agreement with that.
And you're also in agreement to maintain the child on a government medical program. Is that correct?
That is correct.
How long has the child been enrolled in such a program?
He has been enrolled in Medicaid since he was born.
Okay. And you would rather that continue than have Mr. Garcia be ordered to maintain the child on private insurance through his employer. Is that correct?
I would strongly prefer my son to remain on Medicaid.
Why?
Mr. Garcia has struggled to maintain consistent employment, and I am highly suspicious that he would not maintain employment if he were to enroll my son in his private insurance.
Since you guys separated in the past 14 months or so, how many jobs has Mr. Garcia had?
He has lost at least 6 jobs that I know of. I am suspicious that he has lost several more.
But you're in agreement that he be ordered to pay guideline child support of $678. Is that correct?
I am in agreement to that.
Okay. And since you guys separated, has he paid you any money directly for Adrian?
He has given me a one-time payment of $275.
When did he do that?
Approximately May of 2024.
How did he make that payment?
He sent it to me through Zelle.
And you're asking that the order today contain a retroactive child support judgment against Mr. Garcia of $4,267. Is that correct?
That
Mr.
is
Dale,
correct.
hold on 1 second, Ms. Mcallister. Can you repeat that? You're going in and out again.
$4,267.
Thank
You're
you.
in agreement with that? Ms.
Yes, sir, I
Mcallister?
am in agreement with that.
And you're in agreement that he paid that at $72 each month, correct?
Yes, sir.
Is there anything else you want to tell the court about why you do not want Mr. Garcia to know your address?
I have my
You-
fears are not baseless. I am almost certain that if he knows my address, he will show up at my address. And if the court shows to Mr. Garcia they do not care about the actions he has committed against me, he will further continue it and he will pursue aggravating me and harassing me.
Ms. Mcallister, do you live alone?
No, sir.
You live with family members?
I live with my husband and my son.
Okay. How old's your other son?
I only have the one son, the one that I share with Mr.
I'm
Garcia.
sorry. I'm sorry. Yes. Pass the witness, Judge.
You may call your next witness.
I recall the father, Mr. Garcia. You are in agreement to have standard visitation with Adrian. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. When did you and Miss Mcallister stop living together?
Approximately, I would have to say the last day I was in her house and we were together was March 25th, but we had broke up in February. After March 25th, it was actually February, we broke up. I went to my mom's house for a time period. Then me and
Objection,
her.
narrative.
Objection
Sorry.
sustained. Sir, just answer the question that he asked you.
I would say it's March 25th, the last day I was in the house.
Okay. Since you two separated, have you shown up to Miss Mcallister's home unannounced and banged on her door?
I admit, yes, I have shown up to her house on 3 different occasions. First one, it was shortly after we broke up. Second one was, I admit, at 3 in the morning. And the third one was when I showed up to her apartment, but I did notify Dallas Police Department that I was on the way because she would not let me know any information about my son.
And in the past, since you separated, have you and Miss Mcallister ever gotten into any physical altercations?
Physical altercations, no.
And you're asking that you and Miss Mcallister exchange Adrian at your homes rather than a neutral location, correct?
Yes, sir.
Why are you making that request?
I have not done anything to her for her to make a request where I pick up my son in a police station. I am willing to have a supervised drop off as if an officer is needed to be there for the exchange. But as far as going to a police station to pick him up, I would prefer not to.
When was the last time you visited Adrian?
I had him before New Year's for a week, and she picked him up on, no, her mother picked him up on January 2nd. And it was January 6th when she was supposed to bring him back to me. But after that, she just stopped answering all my text messages and phone calls. And when she
Okay.
would respond, it wouldn't be long.
And since you guys separated, have you always exchanged Adrian at each other's residences?
Before she would drop him off, at first when we first separated and I was no longer living in the house, she would show up every morning around 3 to 3:30 in the morning because she had work at 4 something for the hotel that she worked for. And I would keep him up until I had to take him to the babysitter. So I would be up with him from 3:30 up
Objection,
until 7.
non-responsive.
3 in the morning to 7 is when I would have him and take him to the babysitter. And that would be most of the time throughout the week. But after that, it was I had him for a week. She had him for a week.
Objection, non-responsive.
Mr. Garcia,
Yes,
how did y'all exchange the child? She would always drop him off to you, or you would go pick him up sometimes?
she would drop him off to me.
And then you would take him to daycare.
Babysitter. Yes.
Okay, and then after that, when that stopped, how did y'all exchange the child?
Through her mother. She would do the exchanges for us every week on time. I have him 1 week. She picks him up a certain day. Then she had him for a week. Her
Okay.
mother currently accepted a job position in Odessa and notified me that she wouldn't be able to do drop offs anymore. So I tried contacting her daughter, which is Miss Mcallister, to set something up for us to make an arrangement for pickups and drop offs. I even went as far as saying I'll agree to your terms and conditions, anything you want, as long as I get to see my son.
Okay,
Even for a couple of hours. I even told her we can meet up at a park. We'll meet for a couple of hours. I just want to play with him, see him, and she wouldn't do it. She would deny
okay.
it.
All right, you've answered my question now.
Right.
And so that's why you haven't seen him since January?
Yes, ma'am. I've contacted her every week and have messages to show it.
Okay, go ahead, Mr. Dale.
Mr. Garcia, do you have a problem with Miss Mcallister knowing where you live?
No, ma'am. No, sir.
Do you live alone?
I currently live with my cousin. He's 39 and has 2 children of his own.
Are you currently employed?
Yes, sir. I work for Spectrum.
What's your job title?
Field tech technician.
And you get paid hourly or paid a salary?
I pay hourly.
How much do you make per hour?
$24 an hour on base pay. My pay goes up over time, but it's only 40 hours I'm getting a week right now.
Do you have any other children not on this case?
No, sir.
Do you have health insurance available to Adrian through your job?
Yes, sir.
Are you yourself on that health insurance?
Yes, sir.
How much would it cost to put Adrian on your health insurance?
$110.
How long have you had this job?
I've had it for since November 15th.
And you understand the state's requesting you pay child support of $678 based on your current income?
Yes, I understand that, but I would like a reduced amount since we would have equal parenting time with the child, and we have both been paying for his cost on our end by ourselves this whole time, up until when she decided to not bring him here no more.
How much are you requesting you be ordered to pay in child support?
Around either $350 to $400 a month is where I see reasonable since we both split cost. And we don't ask each other for money or anything like that. So she takes care of her
Okay.
costs, I take care of mine.
You understand that the standard possession schedule is not 50-50. You understand that?
I understand that. The way that you told me it, I know it's Friday and I get to keep him up until Sunday in the night, and I have to drop him off in the morning. Thursday, I would get him from 6 to 8 as a visitation time, which I don't mind doing. Um, I understand a lot of this stuff already, but the only thing is if we were already doing 50-50 beforehand or anything like that, I don't see why we couldn't do it now. She wanted to put in a court order. Okay, we can put in a court order, but I would like to go back to where it was 50-50, but I understand some cases might not do that. But if we're already doing that before, then I don't see an issue if I pay her child support, agree to her terms, then I don't see why we would be cutting our times.
And why do you believe it would be in Adrian's best interest that you maintain private health insurance through your job for him?
Well, with my job, there's a lot of it just depends because of course the insurance is going to cover him for all his basic needs, immunizations, childcare, every visit that he has. With me, it is a benefit because me and him are on the insurance, and I'll be able to take care of it personally. And I would rather have that than me and her go back and forth over insurance information or something like that. Because she currently keeps everything for him with
Have you
her.
already put
We didn't
Adrian
hear
on
you,
your
Mr.
that
Dale.
insurance?
I'm sorry, can you say that again?
Have you already enrolled Adrian into your work's insurance?
No, because I currently need his social security and other information, and the one who has it is Miss Mcallister.
And are you in agreement? Well, since you and Miss Mcallister separated, have you paid any money to her directly?
No, I have offered multiple times and have messages to show it, but she would not take it. I offered her child support just to be able to see my son or any kind of money to see him, and she still would not let me see him up until we had a court order in place.
So you are requesting that you be ordered to pay $0 in retroactive back child support, correct?
Yes, sir. I'm willing to pay child support from here forward, but for the time that she withheld him, and if it's from child support from the very beginning since he was born, like she said, we were together for 5 months, and then after that, yeah, we separated. I moved out. She was doing her stuff. I did my stuff, but we were taking care of our costs on our own. So we would have everything we needed for the child. And if we did lack in some areas or if she needed help with something, I did offer it to her. And that was when she called me the one time for the 200 and something that she said that I sent her, which I did. That was the only time she ever asked me for help. Other than that, no, I see no reason for me to pay child support. I mean, I don't mind paying child support, but I won't be paying back child support because we were both there present every day since the child was born and going on and off every week with him. So for me to pay back child support, it's very confusing if we were already having something in place, but she decided to change her mind for 4 months.
Passed away this,
Ms. Mcallister, you heard Mr. Garcia's testimony. Did he do child support? Were y'all doing a week on, a week off?
That began in September of 2024 and ended in January of 2025.
Okay. And you say you live with your husband and your son?
Yes, the
And
son that I share with Mr. Garcia
When did you get married?
in February of this year.
Okay. And Mr. Garcia,
Yes, ma'am.
you say you've had this job since November.
Yes, ma'am.
You heard Ms. Mcallister's testimony that you've had several jobs since the two of you separated. Is that correct?
I mean, that's what she says, but that's not the case.
Okay. All right. So, what job did you have before Spectrum?
Before Spectrum, I was actually working at a pizzeria called Mama's Pizza for a couple of months. I had applied for Spectrum, but it takes them a while to do background checks and drug testing and other things for you to be able to get hired on with them. They give you a company truck, benefits, a phone, everything for you to be able to do your job. So in the time that I was waiting for me to get the job from Spectrum, I was working security with a private group that does different security for different venues. I was working security. I've been working security since Miss Mcallister met me, and she can tell you this. I work security every weekend, but I also picked up security jobs during the week. When I had the pizza job, I was working at the pizza place during the day from 8 in the morning up until 3 p.m. After getting off of there, I would go into my other job for security around 6 to 7, and I get off until 3 in the morning.
Okay. So on your job, will you have health insurance and dental insurance or just health insurance?
I have health, vision, and dental insurance on mine, and I can add them to either one of them that he needs.
Okay. Mr. Dell, did my questions prompt any further questions from you?
no questions, Judge. We have scattered employment history for Mr. Garcia.
Okay. Then I will make the following orders. I'll order the parties to be joint managing conservators. I'll order a standard visitation schedule. I'll order that dad maintain private health and dental insurance through dad's employer. Order that he pay child support of $678 per month. Mr. Dell, about the retro child support judgment, did you consider the months from September to January in that judgment?
Judge, so the child was born October 2023.
Okay.
I did not start the retroactive time period until January 1st of 2024. So I can, that's what I did.
Okay, so I would like for you to back out the time periods where they were sharing a week on, a week off.
Okay.
So that mom said that was from September of 2024 to January of 2025.
So 5 months, is that correct?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay, so 3,600, Judge?
So the judgment would be 3,600?
Yes, Your Honor. Minimum wage was used for a majority of that time period.
Okay. So I'll do a retroactive child support judgment of $3,600 and ask that it be paid at $50 a month. Order court costs as billed to Mr. Garcia. All start dates will be May 1st, 2025. The only thing I haven't ruled on is the exchange location and the non-disclosure. And I know I'm not going to order that the exchange take place at the police station because that's not normal for children to go to a police station for their parents to exchange them. Mr. Garcia, where do you live?
I stay in Fort Worth.
Okay, so
Well, actually, technically Benbrook. Like I'm on the very skirt of Fort Worth and Benbrook.
do you know where the McDonald's at North O'Connor in Irvin? Do you know that location?
No, the thing is that before we were doing exchanges here in Fort Worth, and then she moved suddenly, didn't let me know, hey, I'm gonna be moving to Dallas. You're gonna have to do pickups here, or you're gonna have to drop them off here.
Okay.
She completely
So
changed that completely herself.
that's fine. I can either order you to do it at the McDonald's on North O'Connor, or I'd order you to do it at her house. And I'm sure that the McDonald's on North O'Connor is probably close to where she lives instead of close to where you live.
I'd rather just do house exchanges.
When you say house exchanges, if I order you to take the child to her house, that means you have to pick the child up from her house and take the child back to her house. There are no, so
I understand. I understand that completely, and I agree with it. I'm willing to do that unless she wants to do where I pick him up from her place and she picks him up from mine. But that's completely depending upon her if that's something that she would be wanting to do.
So I tell you what I'm going to do. I am not going to grant the non-disclosure there, but Mr. Garcia, unless you're going to pick up your child for visitation, there is no reason for you to appear at Miss Mcallister's house.
I
None.
understand that. I completely understand that was on my fault. The only reason that I did show up, and I even notified the police department as well.
It doesn't matter. None of that matters. I'm concerned with what's going forward.
Okay.
Going forward, there is no reason for you to appear at her house unless it's at a visitation day and you're going to exchange to pick up that child. You guys have, this child is fairly young. You've got a lot of more years to co-parent. And so you guys have to learn to co-parent without all of the extra stuff.
Yes, ma'am.
Because if you do that, then your child is going to be a more well-balanced, well-rounded child, a happier child. So I will make the exchange location at the residence of the child, and I will deny the non-disclosure. Is there anything further, Mr. Dale?
One thing, Judge, if you're ordering private insurance, which would cost Mr. Garcia $110,
Okay.
and child support, I would request at an even $680.
Six what?
$680.
Okay. Okay. And child support will be $680 per month.
And exchanges at each of the parties' homes, correct?
No, at Miss Mcallister's home. She
Okay.
should not have to go anywhere.
Okay.
He can take the child to her house and bring the child back to her house. If they want to agree on a neutral spot, they can always agree. Anything further, Mr. Dale?
No, Judge, thank you.
Any questions from either one of you?
I do have a question. So I understand that I have to pay back the retro child support, but why exactly, if she was the one withholding the child for those months and we already had an agreement before that, and she was the one not letting me know where he is, what he's doing, how he is, not even sending me pictures or a phone call?
Sir, because child support does not depend on you visiting with him.
No, I
Even
understand that.
if she never lets you see him, you still have to support your child. The
No, I
only reason I
understand that.
took out the 5 months is because you guys were doing a week on, a week off. She could have been letting you see them the whole time, and I still would have ordered retro if y'all weren't doing a week on, a week off. She could have not been letting you see him the whole time, and I would have still done retro. Okay?
Okay.
All right.
So-
Any questions, Ms. Mcallister?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Now that I've made my ruling, I'm not the last word on this. You guys have 3 days to appeal, 30 days to file a motion for new trial. This is out of the 254th District Court. That is Judge Kim Brown. She might have a different opinion from mine. Now that I've given you that information, does anyone have any questions?
No, ma'am.
So the total that I'm gonna be paying for a month is exactly what? If you don't mind me asking?
It is $730.
Okay,
Okay. If there are no further questions, thank you both for appearing here today, and you're both free to go.
thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome.